agenda items. Personnel for camp staff and summer camp policies, programs, and procedures. So, you want to take it away with the personnel?
Now, this is the personnel staff that everybody's been vetted, and this is our summer camp staff, and has to be voted upon by the rec commission to accept these individuals and their salary.
I'm assuming all the due diligence is completed with background checks and everything.
Yes.
Okay, do we have a motion to accept?
Yes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We now have summer camp.
Excellent.
The second part of the program was summer camp programs and procedures. I give it to you like this. The state was coming down with a lot of new procedures and everything, youth policy programs. And it's been null and void. It's nothing's going to happen. There was a filibuster, which made them run out of time. So they ran out of time for this year. But it is going to be presented next year. But we are in good shape that we have everything all in order. We had a policy for youth protection. We have everything in order. We have everything the state wanted. And now coming down to the new things that they wanted, like what they're looking for is a nurse on trips, things like that. We have all that. We have our own nurse. We also paid for half of Beecher Road School's nurses there. So we have 2 nurses on duty. We have 2 CPR first aid instructors on our program like this. And we will have a person on a trip this year. So we're going to put into effect everything for next year this year. So we have it, so we're ready, and we're ready to go for next year. They're looking for licensing, and if they do license, some of the things are like you have to have 10 indoor bathrooms, 10 bathrooms, which we have within the school. You have to have outdoor bathrooms, which we're going to order. There'll be handicap bathrooms, one at Northfield and one at Southfield. So we'll be totally covered with that. The ratio for the state of Connecticut was 1 to 12. We're 1 to 6. So we're ahead of the game with that. And the reason why we do that is, if you're 1 to 12 and you have 24 students in one of your camp groups, then that means you have a leader and an assistant leader. Well, if one of the people is out, you can't have a group. You're not allowed to have it like this. So at 1 to 6 with 4 people, if 2 people were out, we can still have the program. And that can happen anytime in the summertime when kids getting sick or something happens, they have to go away or something like this. So we're totally in the perspective of doing it. Everybody is vetted. Everybody's always been vetted here. Anybody that we hire, every single person that works for the Woodbridge Recreation Department has to go through a policy of a check. What they wanted to do, the state, is to have it done nationally, by a national organization. That national organization, which covers Protective for Youth Services, was $88 a person, and it's through them. So if you take $88 and multiply by 150 just for the summer, and they have to be, and then the fall, winter, spring, you're talking a massive. The cost of recreation is going to go way up, and some places won't be able to have it because they can't afford to do it like this. We would just have to raise our prices like this and go like this, and and then we'd probably work in helping out those people that can't afford to come to camp. We would do something to help them with that. But it didn't pass, so we're going with the regular vetting, which is the Woodbridge Police Department and the State of Connecticut State Police. That's how we vet our people like that, and it comes back from them. Have we had hits before? Yes, we've had 1 or 2 like this, and then those people were released and were not allowed to work for recreation. Like that.
We may want to consider that for the next year's budget, I'm guessing, in case it is on the table again.
That'll bring up with Tony and Mika. I'll go over like this. I had already talked to them about what it would cost, what it would be. I was figuring this year, if they went through and passed this year, we were looking at about anywhere from $6,000 to $9,000 that we would have to raise or come through like this, like that. So we'll look at it and see what it is, because John and I were talking, and if it does come through next year, will it be next year or will it be for 2027? The following will come in with a law like that. So, but we're prepared in any ways. And the cost, most of the cost was the medical, like this. But having people on staff, myself being certified, my son Joe Michael is a certified teacher of CPR and first aid like this. He would go on the trips, and he also works at recreation as security. So he would leave security and go to that, and then I would take his position there, so we're covered, so there wouldn't be any cost So it would equal out for us. And then if the next year, if it is imposed by the state of Connecticut, then we would have to put into the budget everything.
Or the cost has to go up. One way or
Well,
the other.
one or the other, yes, the cost will have to go up to cover it like that. So basically, we're in really good shape. We always were. We were ahead of the game all the time, and that was mostly because of the help that we get from Town Hall, from Tony Genovese, from the town lawyer. Everything that we put down, all these programs that we put together, we sent over to the Town Hall. It goes to Mika, it goes to the town, it goes to the lawyer, and then it comes back, and then it comes from your approval.
All right, so do we need to vote on the policies and procedures?
Yes, you
Vote
can.
on,
Yes.
If you go to the last page, this blue part, this was from the town attorney. The yellow part was voted on by the Human Service Commission. The blue part, he said, has to be voted on by the Rec Commission.
Do we have a motion to accept the mandated?
Oh, and
report?
it's also, I'm sorry, it's also, he said contingent on the, hold on, I wrote it down. What he said. Yeah, hold on, what did he say? A contingent on approval by town's insurance carrier.
Okay. Let's see how I'm going to word this. Contingent upon approval by the town's insurance carrier, do we have a motion to approve the mandated reporter training in the policy for the protection of youth?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Yeah.
And then, John wrote up guidelines, these are the guidelines he wrote up,
Right.
and he split it up. So he said, like, the mandated reporter training was policy, and then these guidelines can be voted on too. These are summer camp guidelines. This is a separate sheet I gave you.
Great, I don't think I have it. Here you
Oh.
go.
They in there?
It's just a single sheet that looks like this.
It's what I spoke about, it's by provision of 2 outdoor accessible bathrooms, facilities during camp hours, mandatory, minimum 10. These are what the state had put together, and I put this down so that we would know what we have to do. Minimum medical coverage for one professional medical personnel on camp while camp is in session, 1 member of medical personnel attending on all field trips. Access to medical records for all campers and staff provided to the medical staff. We do that already. We've had that up here for Beecher Road Schools nurse and our nurse. So we have 2 sections like this. And they're locked up at night, all those papers with everything on it. Copies of the medical forms digitally stored for the recreation department. Prescriber authorization forms and administration of medicine by camp nurses must be on file. Medical records must secure in a locked and safe area, which we do. Rules and guidelines must be followed by all personnel responsible for protecting the campers. Following these guidelines will ensure that children are protected in a municipal camp environment. Number 5 is an administrator of summer camp program will be on site at all times. We have that. We have the camp director, we have the recreation director, we have the assistant recreation director. We're all on staff the entire time the rec is in program like this. And a security personnel member will cover all indoor and outdoor programming while summer camp is in session. We have this security person who is that with the person, with 2 people. We have a person at the front door at all times. That was mandated by the Board of Education, so we have a person there at all times. We have a supervisor, and we have another roaming person on campus at all times. Also, we have a radio, which is in communications with the Woodbridge Police Department at all times. It's a fire radio. And as a fireman, I have permission to use my fire radio here on time to let us use it, so that we're in instant communication with the Woodbridge Police Department.
Excellent. Do we have a motion to accept the guidelines for youth summer camp field trip, staff regulations, and security coverage?
Yes.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Pass.
Good pass. We're all set. We're ready to go for summer camp.
Great.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
All in favor? Meeting closes.